how do you express the unspeakable ambivalence in a film? This has been a really difficult one for me. Spa Night is a 2016 debut film from writer-director Andrew Ahn, a coming-of-age film of a young adult discovering his sexuality with the backdrop of navigating financial and class difficulties. Think Minari, but much more modern take on the realities, particularly for the Asian communities in California. Also the same year, 2016, was the film Moonlight, though this is a much smaller scale in scope and production. I love this film for its daringness to address the issues of Asian diaspora that is so common, yet so little representation. I applaud for its courage to tackle on the subject head-on without othering ourselves, like making a story about some other place, of some other period. It definitely doesn't share the stereotypical modern minority myths. Writer-director Andrew Ahn wants to make a film and want to invite you to take your parents to go see and discuss some of the conversations that is so common. I think that's also what's so difficult and great about this film. I suspect for so many people in my generation of the Asian diaspora, it's so difficult to cross the generational divide, the cultural divide, the language divide, as we're coming from worlds apart, yet living in the same time and place. Sexuality is not synonymous with marriage, though for many Asian parents, sexuality encapsulates and is implied within marriage, but is completely hidden, the unspeakable conversation. But for our generation, that's just not necessarily the case. And on top of that, the surmounting pressures of finance, college degrees, inflation, the end of capitalism, and the arrival of techno-feudalism. This isn't the same time and world where our parents immigrated to the big American dream that was sold to us in the 80s. So just how do we all adjust to that? The film reminds me of a crossover between Tsai Ming-liang's The River and the movie 400 Blows. Both of those films also deal with their own change of tides, changing of society, quote-unquote modernization that was actually not so modern after all. The amalgamation becomes his own unique film, dealing with diasporic struggles through the internal landscape of the main character David and his unspeakable ambivalence. Alright, got our list. I'm gonna do this properly now. With our ongoing list, we had first Japanese story, A Nice Solid C. We looked at The Lover, all kinds of orientalizing fetishism, bloody D. We looked at Floating Life, last one, a fantastic look at Asian diaspora in Australia and Germany. Of course, there's the fantastic all-time great from Tsai Ming-liang. And tier list cannot be completed without the extremities of absolute pieces of shit. Joy Luck Club, obviously. And for Spa Night, difficult. It's I wanted to like it more, but this is a nice one to fit into a nice solid B.